Good afternoon and welcome. We are excited that you have taken time out of your day to learn about a great offering, our GM Motors Executive Master of Business Administration. My name is Lauren Bess, and I'm an admissions representative for Northwood University's DeVos Graduate School of Management. My team and I are dedicated to guiding you throughout the admissions process. Our agenda for this session will be as follows. An overview of Northwood University's DeVos Graduate School and our partnership with General Motors. We will share an overview of this program and its highlights, as well as real results from student capstone projects. Hear from one of our wonderful alumni from this program. Briefly share other program offerings. Discuss the admissions process. Questions and wrap up. If you do have any questions throughout this presentation, please type them in the chat box on the right-hand side of the screen. We will be able to answer them during and after this presentation. I would now like to introduce to you Dr. Lisa Fairbairn, Dean of DeVos Graduate School. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Lauren, and good afternoon, everyone. We'd like to begin today with a brief overview of Northwood University and the GM partnership. Northwood University was founded in 1959 by two gentlemen with a vision for a new concept in education, and that was one that incorporates the lessons of the American free enterprise system into the college classroom. And that is reflected in our mission, which is developing transformative leaders who drive economic and social progress for a global free enterprise society. And to push that even a little bit further, our vision is to inspire human potential through immersive learning to advance economic freedom for everyone, everywhere. For over 60 years, Northwood has had a long history as a partner in education in the automotive industry. We've offered degree and non-degree programming to many automotive and automotive aftermarket companies. For this partnership, we have worked in collaboration with GM Center for Learning since 2014 in developing and delivering this program. Together, we built a customized cutting-edge curriculum to meet the needs of corporate and dealership employees. This fall, we will be welcoming our 10th cohort of GM EMBA students, and we are excited to have you with us today to learn more about this program. The program is fully online to accommodate the convenience and flexibility needs that are required by today's busy professionals, as I'm sure you can relate, and the program takes just 2 years to complete. Building on your work experience, you will sharpen your leadership and management skills, and we really do that by focusing on 4 learning outcomes throughout and across the curriculum. And those 4 learning outcomes, which you'll hear a little bit more about later, are business acumen, critical thinking, personal effectiveness, and the global free enterprise perspective. You will learn from faculty and peers in our problem-based learning methodology, and I think you will absolutely love our faculty because they care so deeply about our student success. And they all have doctorates in their fields of study and significant industry experience. I think one of the most common comments we receive from our MBA students and alumni alike is how immediately applicable the coursework is to their workplace. And that is by design, of course, but it's a great proof point that brings us great pride because the learnings are so tangible for our students. I'd like to now introduce Dr. Todd Thomas, who is our Associate Academic Dean and Professor here at the Graduate School. He has been with us for 12 years, and prior to that, he worked in the automotive industry where he was an executive with Mercedes-Benz. Todd, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And I would like to jump into a little bit about what the program actually looks like in terms of the courses that you'll take and the topics that you would cover. Obviously, I don't need to read all of these to you, but as Lisa said, there are 10 plus a capstone here. I'm sorry, there are 12. I should have known that. That focus in on business topics such as financial reporting. A large part of our curricula is around leading and managing people. We get into the not only the business acumen, as Lisa mentioned, but also critical thinking through a specific decision-making course, but then also through the objectives of each of the courses that you see. And then we get, in fact, this year we're about to start this right now, a capstone simulation that is a week-long process where you're engaged with all of your peers that are in the program at the same time, solving business problems and working in a simulated environment that's actually very dynamic and very real. You'll notice that there are some courses that are in bold print right here, the GM Process Improvement, GM Strategic Management, our Competitive Strategy and Marketing set, and then also a capstone project. These are specifically designed to address the specific environment and needs of General Motors employees and dealers. So we have used input from General Motors in the process improvement class and in all of these other classes so that it reflects the language as well as the approach that you would use with the General Motors organization. The experience is pretty enlightening, and one of the activities that is done near the end of the program is a specific capstone project where the GM EMBA students will focus on a specific problem in their specific business or department area, and using what they've learned in the MBA process, develop a solution that will deliver at least $50,000 of profitability or profit impact if the project is implemented and executed. We had initially set that goal as a reasonable goal to make it business-oriented and to make it applied. And as you can see from Molly's comment, she was able to identify multiple millions of dollars. And we've had several projects that have done the same kind of thing. We have had, and as you can see on the screen, employee engagement projects that was picked up, became part of the global GM offering and stayed at a conservative estimate of $6 million a year. We have had dealership projects that have, you'll see on here near the bottom, a particular project that had over $54,000 a year profitability. Keep in mind that that's not a $54,000 a year profitability for a large Fortune 50 company. That's a dealership. So these capstone projects have covered sort of big and small the types of projects that have business impacts for the students that that impacts right away. So I think you'll find that that is a very rewarding and very interesting part of the program. Of course, I'm going to say that because of my role and because I feel very passionately that this is a great program for the GM and GM related students that we've had, but it might be a little more convincing, or at least make a little more sense to come from one of our alumni. So I would like to welcome Tracy Gallo. Tracy is a leader in training, spending years within the industry and finding new ways to innovate and improve. She is an F&I certified professional who is driven to achieve success and excel at all facets of her career, including revenue generation, problem solving, and team leadership. Having made the transition to a consultant role, she was provided the unique opportunity to combine her retail skills with those honed as part of her DeVos GM MBA. She's got over 20 years of experience, having made transitions from service to clerical and sales to gain expertise in all aspects of automotive retailing. And in addition to mastering skills in customer service, advertising, marketing, and sales, she's become a pace setter in the dealer group. More recently, she has quickly risen in her current position to a role of project leader, content expert, and dealer relationships manager. So I would like to welcome one of my favorite past students, Tracy Gallo.
Well, that was a glowing review. Thanks, Dr. Thomas. Appreciate that a lot. My name's Tracy Gallo. I'm happy to be here with everyone. I'm just thrilled that DeVos asked me to talk about my experience because I could talk about it forever. As Dr. Thomas mentioned, I worked in a dealership for almost 20 years, 19 and a half. And I did everything from service to clerical, office manager, cashier, receptionist. I was kind of all over the place until I finally landed in the F&I office and spent most of my years there in F&I. It has been a great experience, be in the Northwood community and then on the outside as an alumni, because the unique thing about Northwood is that they understand the industry so much. That was the reason that I selected the program. I, conveniently enough, saw it on a Global Connect message that came through, and I saw that, you could get more information about an EMBA program, and I thought, well, it's not really something that I had thought about, but let's see what it's all about. I'm probably kind of like you. So I went to an information session, learned more about it, and I thought, GM has always been ingrained in me. I worked at GM dealers. My dad's a GM retiree. So it was kind of always the goal and the pinnacle. So to have a program that incorporates specific GM processes and ideas and, this current market that we're in, GM has a really unique position. So, learning more about that and having that as a part of the curriculum was a huge benefit. So when I could combine that dealership experience and, leverage that into a very focused MBA in an industry that I love, it was a perfect opportunity. As that first cohort group in 2014, I was well removed from my college years, my undergrad years, and everything. So it was a brand new experience for me to be online and have that online education. So that first time that I logged into the discussion boards and met my cohort virtually and got that experience started, I was immediately sucked in. That was the moment that I knew that I was surrounded by like-minded people who were on that same level as I was, looking for more information, looking to better themselves and better their own version of the industry. My cohort was a small group, and just so, to put that in perspective, we started in 2014, graduated in 2016, and we were sharing text messages yesterday. My group still has a group text thread, and yesterday was one of our guys' birthday, and so we were all lighting it up with happy birthdays and really, chiming in on anytime somebody has a success or good news, we're right there sharing, and everybody is excited. And we're great resources for one another. We all had very different backgrounds and different locations, so I feel like I have a network across the country. Even though it was a small group, we have really, broadened ourselves with what we're doing, and we've all moved out and diverged into dealer principal roles and leadership roles and other things like that. So without, going on too much about my cohort and the friendships that we made, it has been probably one of the best experiences. But when you get on those discussion boards and you start talking about your angle of the industry and the way that you view something and the way that you do something, to have the others who understand that angle and understand the intricacies. We all know that the car business is like no other industry. And that is probably the thing that I love the most about it. But going through this MBA program really changed me professionally, and really, I mean, it changed me personally just because it's such a new outlook on how I did things and how things came to be and where things are going. So, you know, it's your mindset gets changed from the small world that you're living in to all the other angles across the business and how it works. So, you know, it's a real growth process in yourself, in that you make a greater understanding of everything that you have, you know, going on around you, which is probably, you know, probably the best thing for me for the whole program was getting to know the industry better and from other angles and from other perspectives. It's a great way to increase your view of something that you deal with every day. You know, it's very practical. Even at the time, you know, I was still in the car business, like in the retail side through most of the MBA experience. And there were things every semester, every different class that I could take back with me to the store I was working in. So that really is helpful because it's practical on a day-to-day. It's not like at the end you get this huge revelation of where you have been going. You are part of it as you make those steps. So each piece really put together a puzzle, and then you know, my own path took me to GM corporate side, which I absolutely love, and knowing and understanding all of those different facets. You know, my dealership knowledge has really made a huge impact on what I do day to day now, but also the MBA understanding of the other facets, you know, the other, the marketing, the financials, all of those pieces make me understand where we are now and how everything fits together. So, you know, the understanding of the auto industry is Northwood's greatest asset to me, because I could use that every day in my career now, and even in my days at the dealership, which was great. But super excited to be talking to you, and you know, I'm always available to you know, to tout the huge benefit of Northwood and DeVos. But as incoming students, probably my best advice would be to be open to new ideas and new theories, and you know, things that I had kind of ingrained in me as part of a dealership, and just as who I was as an undergrad and everything else. A lot of those ideas changed and those theories evolved in time and through my DeVos experience. So, you know, as you're open to those new ideas and new things, it is a great experience that really makes networking and friendships and everything else a great bonus along the way. So thank you very much, and I'll turn it back over to Lauren.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tracy, for sharing your experience throughout this program and really showing how you grew personally and professionally throughout this program. I'd like to talk about the admissions process with you now. So this program is a 24-month program in which students will complete 12 courses at 36 credit hours. Each course is 8 weeks long. It's offered 100% online. And our next program start will be this coming fall, August 23rd, as well as our spring semester in January. After learning more about our GM MBA program, you might be asking yourself, what is next? And this is an educational investment. So with this program, it's $1,030 per credit hour. For 3 credits, it's $3,090, and the approximate total cost of the program is $37,080. We do offer a 15% GM partner discount available to you. And charges for the GM program are also all inclusive of materials throughout the program, so anything that you would need is completely covered in this cost. Private donor scholarships are available to those who qualify as well. So as you're asking yourself, where do I get started, and what's the next steps? So first and foremost, we would need you to graduate with a bachelor's degree from an accredited university, complete our online application, submit your resume, provide all official transcripts from undergraduate coursework from all colleges and universities attended. There's a writing sample and an interview with an admissions representative, such as myself. While you're also looking at this program, we do offer a few various other Master of Science Master of Science programs as well. Flexible class formats, 8-week courses, there's capstone projects, there's a dedicated graduate advisor for each of the programs, and no GMAT or GRE required. We also offer a Master of Science in Finance, Master of Science in Business Analytics, Master of Science in Organizational Leadership, and when you have completed our GM Executive MBA program, you can carry on and do our Doctorate of Business Administration. I want to thank you for attending our webinar today. I just want to let you know that Dial Delaney will be your admissions representative. Her contact information is on this slide. I'd like to open it up for questions. You can utilize that in the chat box on the right-hand side of the screen. I just want to thank you again for coming today. It's an honor to talk with you and to hear from Tracy and our Dean and Dr. Todd Thomas. So I'll open it up for questions. You will be receiving an email with our contact information in case you do have any questions. As a reminder, our fall semester begins August 23rd, and now is the right time to apply. Thank you again for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Lauren, real quickly, we did have a question pop up near just as you started to talk about whether the courses are held at set times. As an online program, the courses are, there are times where there are synchronous sessions, but the courses are asynchronous, which means that the week runs from Monday until Sunday. Assignments still have assigned due dates and but you are able to adjust your schedule adjust your study schedule to your work schedule and so forth. That is flexible during the week. So it may be that your instructor will offer optional sessions online with the instructor, but otherwise you're able to set the times that you want to work on the class within the week of the assignment.
Thank you, Todd. I also see that there was another question as well, and that 15% is not included in that $37,000 cost. So that would be applied once you have applied to the program, as well as any other scholarships that you have been awarded. We do have a few extra minutes if there are any additional questions.
Lauren, as people are thinking about questions that they might have, is there a specific question or a couple of questions that you tend to get when you're talking to prospective GM students or students that might be worth sharing, since it might be that folks would like to hear that, but just it's not occurring to them at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do get quite a few questions in regards. So a typical question that I do get is, how much time will I be spending outside of class? So Todd, was that something that you would like to touch base on?
Sure. And that is a pretty common question, that if I'm going to be doing this, how much time can I imagine that I'm going to have to devote to it? Obviously, this will vary a bit from from class to class and so forth, but or from actually even from week to week. But we tell our students to think about probably 18 to 20 hours that they devote to the course in an online setting, that they devote to the course outside or within that particular week. So that period of time covers reading, covers the studying that goes along with the reading. It also relates to the assignments and other things. So I would say that an 18 to 20 hour set aside is probably accurate. One of the things that we do, you do have the syllabus from the very beginning, so you're able to look at the whole course, and sometimes, as students have told me, they'll look ahead and say, okay, week 4 looks like I'm going to need a little extra time. And of course, your instructors will help you with that too. But that would be, I think, a fair accommodation.
Thank you so much. I do actually have one more question in the Q&A. Todd, you might be able to help with this. How available are faculty to the students?
I can say without question. So I'm the Associate Academic Dean, which means that I work with all of the faculty and all of the courses. And one of the characteristics of our faculty, without a doubt, is that the most enjoyable part of their job is the contact from students. And you'll find a very wide, each person is going to tell you when they are most easily available, but I can tell you that our faculty across the board make themselves available as much as they can. They, for sure, will respond quickly to emails and other kinds of approach, but also phone calls, appointments, and that kind of thing. So in some ways, I've actually thought that online students that faculty are actually more available to online students sometimes than on-ground students with, typical office hours, because really that's something that we take a lot of pride in. So I can say without reservation that would not be a negative issue for you in this particular program.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Time has now come to an end. I just wanted to thank everyone again for logging on and spending your lunchtime with us. So thank you again. You will be receiving a recording from us with our contact information, and we look forward to seeing you start this fall semester. Have a great day.